Hi, welcome to another edition of our Beginner's Guide to Web Development. I'm your tutor, Samad Kenton. In this tutorial, we are going to combine the skills of allowing multi-user account creation and then also authenticating our users and authorizing them onto our home page. So on the left side of my screen, it's a beautiful web page that is the home screen when users have been authenticated. Is that okay? So for now, we've just made it open. Anyone who visits your website or your URL, your address, can basically see the web page until maybe you might want to introduce some form of a hidden content by, let's say, you can decide to, let's say, hide our products here. You see this section, all these products, you can decide to hide everything initially so that it's only when you get authenticated and authorized, then you'll be able to see, or these products will be visible for you. Is that okay? So I'm just going to walk you through how this web page or this project works. So I'm going to sign up. I'm going to log out here by clicking on this. So I'll log out. Okay, so when I log out, I'll be taken to the sign in page. I will need to enter my account. If I don't have an account here, then I can sign up. So let me first of all try with an already created account. So canton404 at gmail.com and the password 123456. Then I can sign in. Okay, so you can see I have been redirected to the home page or the first point of call when any user hits on a website address. So I'm going to log out here via this icon here. I click on it, and again I'll be redirected to the login or sign in page. So I'm going to try an account that doesn't exist, and we will see what will happen. So let's just say Ghana man, and the password is say 111111. It could be of any length though, because we are not validating the length of our password. So it could be just 2 digits or something, but not one. So once I hit on sign in, okay, our email here is wrong, sorry. So at, let's see, gmailafrica.com. So I hit on sign in, and you can see we have been flagged of incorrect login credentials. So what we can do is, as a first time visitor or user, I'm going to hit on sign up here. Don't have an account, sign up. So I hit on sign up, and I can fill my credentials so that I'll be registered onto the website database. Is that okay? For now, we are not using a central database. We are just persisting it in our computer, or better still, our browser. When you use another browser or open another, let's just say, computer, which you think it has any form of connection by way of a LAN, or better still, a wireless, any network, and you want to, let's say, persist or access the same session, you would not be able to. Is that okay? What I mean is, the data or whatever we are just accessing here is just within my PC here. Another computer or a phone or any other device but that has connection to my computer will not have access to the data. Is that okay? So yeah, that's just that. So I'm going to sign in. So first name, I can say Nana. Then last name, I can say Ghana. The email address can be nanaghanagh, probably at africa.com, and his password can be, let's say, 1111, 4 of them. Then I can hit on sign up. Okay, so account created. So once I've created my account, I've been told to, go to the sign in page here to enter my details. So I think we use nanagh at africa.com and his password 1111. So sign in. Wow. So you can see, so I'm going to show you the code. Since I've already typed this code, I wouldn't want to go all over and over and over. So that's basically going to take most of our time or much of our time. So I have this already typed in. So I'm going to explain which code is doing what and which code is doing what, right? Yeah, so this is the skeleton of our web page. This right here that you are seeing here, this is the code that defines this layout here. So we'll begin with our header here, which encompasses our row here. Our row here is just basically this whole row here, and we have our Jumbotron here being the next element. So you can see that we have two sub elements in the header tag. So the first element here being this, and the second here. So there are two of them here. So that's this and this, right? This and that. So I'm going to show you the styles that is responsible for the beauty of this web page. So you can see here we have used a link tag. A link tag basically allows you to reference a style or a CSS script, sheet that is located in your project. So you can see, let me collapse our project here so that you see our project fast. We have the index page, we have the script. So the script here basically contains all of our JavaScript, and we have two new files here, or better still, let me say four of them, because the other project in the other video they were embedded in this index file. The script file here, like I'm saying, is our JavaScript file. Our sign in and sign up form just contains the forms and then their respective references to our CSS and style sheets, right? Our CSS and scripts rather, sorry. So we have our style here. So I'm just going to collapse everything here so that you will see, first of all, we clear our default browser settings. That is by way of margin and padding and setting our box sizing. So if you don't know these properties, just look up on Google or better still MDN website. They have a proper or a thorough documentation on all these properties, right? And what they actually do, how they can affect your layout. So you can see our button here. We've just this button. So I'm going to log out. This button that you are seeing here, and as well as this. So this is the code that defines the style for the button. We have our input here, and our form group here is, if you have followed along, you know that our form group is the element that encompasses our form inputs here, like you can see here, right? That is in our sign up form, page. Then let's continue. We have our HTML, that is the universal HTML selector for this whole page or any of the other two pages, that is the sign in and the home page. So we are just setting a font family of this. You can choose any font family that you want. Our body here again is our container for our web pages. Then we have our header here. So let me just go back to the sign in, our web page. That is the home page rather. I'm going to paste in the email and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to sign in. So we have our header here being this that you are seeing, this whole element here. Then we can proceed. Let me collapse. We have the row. Okay, so you can follow along. Since this is in a different file, I don't want to be flipping, but I will try as much as possible to be flipping. So I show you which style matches which element, right? So the Jumbotron here, you can see is this here. This is our Jumbotron, right? And that is the element for this with an ID of Jumbotron and an H1 of Jumbotron. So our next element will be our main tag, right? So all this just defines sub-nested elements in this row element here. You see the brand and the menu. So these are the styles that are responsible, the brand and the menu. So I'm going to collapse it so you see a display of flex, and by setting flex 1 just means that it should span the entire width. So based on the flex direction or the flex flow property, that is how come you will see where or how the element is going to span. That is it going to span on the horizontal axis or the vertical axis, like straight in this form, right? So I'm going to collapse our menu here. Our menu here just contains, that's the links that defines, the routing of our web page or projects. So we have the unordered list and the list. So you can see here, sorry, we have our unordered list and we have a nested LIs and also a sub nested A's. That's our anchor tags here. So these are the styles that defines. So our active element here is the home anchor tag, and that's the code for it. So whenever it's active, give it a color of white and a border of white as well, so you can see. You can manipulate it by saying by just changing or swapping this here. So let's put it on contact, and you can see immediately our contact has our active styling, right? So I'm going to undo it, and so I go ahead with the demonstration. So you see our account here is just this avatar here. So like when you log in your account, your image basically should show here. And let me go ahead to the main, then the product, okay, and the cards, right? So the main here is just this element here, right? So this here is our main, and the product section you can see. So I didn't uh, target or select the product sect here. You see, this is the product section. I didn't select this element because we do not see the need to style it. It's okay. We only style or apply styles to the internal. That's the product. It's okay. The product element here. So that's just it here. And for every card, we've selected or assigned a universal background color. I'm just going to uncollapse that so you can see. So the first one being this, the product A, the second one all through to the product F, that is the last card here. So these are the cards here, you see, beautiful displayed on your web page. So basically you can use this to showcase products on your web page, or better still, avatar or profiles of your company, right? Or basically anything that you wish to. So that's just the card demonstration. Then we have the footer. The footer is this black content that is located below. Usually you have the footer located below. That's the last element after every other element that comes on top, okay, or above your web page content. The media query here, you are just using it for, to toggle the view. That is by way of users that access your web page with a mobile phone. So with this, you'll be able to determine the width or the height, or the better still, the orientation of the device. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to set the constraint on the width. So whenever the user's browser viewport, that's the width, gets anywhere between 0 and 600 pixels, apply this. So we are just going to display this cards here too. We want them to be aligned to, that is, by each row should have two elements, or two cards aligned horizontally. So I'm going to reduce this by hitting Control Shift and M. We are going to toggle it into the mobile view or tablet view. So you can see once we get anywhere around 600 pixels, 600 pixels. So let me just manually type this here and hit on enter. You can see that we have two elements, but the default arrangement or alignment is 3 per each row, right? So that's why we have two horizontal alignment here. That's one and alignment two. Alignment horizontal alignment one and horizontal alignment two. So this is the code that gives us that alignment. So but we want to change that display when the user's device gets anywhere between 0 and 600 pixels, and thus we have this grid template columns of 2 and 1 fraction. You can see, so you can actually manipulate this to see how each code renders on your web page. So for example, if I say 2, you can see it's 2 by default, but we want it to be 3. If we say 1, you can see that it changes to 1. That is, you are going to have a block card display here. So I'm going to reset it or change it back to the 3 that we want to have for all other users beyond 600 pixels of viewport away. Okay, so that's just by way of the CSS. CSS is actually fun, but sometimes tedious. So it is advisable that you look for a very good library. So I could recommend Bootstrap, and we have another one, Foundation, right? And another couple ones, right? So that's just that by way of the CSS. Now the script here is actually the interactions that offers you that interactivity, that flair. Aside CSS, JavaScript can also be used for DOM manipulation and consuming APIs and making requests and a lot of stuff. So that's just that for JavaScript, and I'm going to walk you through the code for the sign up. So this is the sign up. We've done a little modification. So you just modify your code to look like something like this. We've just assigned the values for the fields. That's just the first name, the last name, the email, and the password. So you can see this is, so we are assigning each element to a variable here. So these are the variables, right? So, and our form data here is also, like from the previous video. I don't know whether it is prior for me to walk you through this same tutorial again. No, I do. In my case, I think no. So this is the code that will flag or test or compare the data that is going to save onto our local storage with the already ones that are being saved in our local storage. So it is just going to, so once you click on this sign up, what happens is it's going to pick the values for the first name, last name, and email plus password and save it onto our local storage. But before then, it's going to compare to see if this data already exists. So once it doesn't exist, see if not exist, you can see we are saying that it should go ahead and append it. It's okay by pushing it onto our form data object here. You can see, then we can store it again here. That's by way of updating our local storage and resetting the form here and setting focus back to our first name and prompting the user of an account creation success so he or she can proceed to using this sign-in form, right? So if otherwise that the user details already exist, that is on the sign-up form, then flag the user or prompt the user of a duplicate found record. Okay, so that's just that for by way of the sign-up form. And you can see that we've called this method here or this function here. This is an ES6 class, ES6 function, right? So I've actually, reset or better so change all my functions to ES6. Initially, I was having ES6 on top and then ES5. So ES5 just means that I can define ES6 function is by saying preceding the main keyword function and maybe sign in as if I can spell sign in right, then any parameters or arguments I would like to pass will come in here. So if we have something like this, ES5 here and ES6 here, still is going to work. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So canton404@gmail.com and password being 123456, right? So okay, so we are having an error. Sign in. What's the error? So let me just see what the error is. Okay, fine. Let me just go to our sign in page. Sign in event. Okay, so I'm going to pass the here, right? So I initially omitted the event parameter. So let me just do a hot reload. Okay, so canton404 at gmail.com and our password 123456. Once I hit on enter, you can see we have successfully logged in and we've been redirected to our home page. So that's just that. And now for the sign in method or sign in function, we are just basically going to collect the email address and the password of the user. So once you've submitted your email and password, we will go and compare it onto our local storage medium. Is that okay? So by using this comparison here, we are saying that okay, let exist is equal to okay, then we'll first of all check if our local storage isn't empty. That is form data.length and json.parse. So this method here, if I haven't explained in the previous video, it just converts a string of JSON object into an object. Is that okay? So we are going to use the sum method here, like I said in the previous video, by comparing the email and the password. The email and the password fields, right? So in the other video that I did that will flag a user of a duplicate record, we were using the user the first name and the last name. But in this login comparison, we are going to focus on the email and the password. So that is just that for the comparison side. You can see the email to lowercase is equal to email and the password to lowercase. So once they match, then we can say that the user has been successfully authenticated. So instead of us flagging that is in the sign up form that what's the name? Oops, duplicate already exists. We are going to redirect the user to the login, the main page, that is the home page. Is okay. So otherwise, if you do not exist, you can see, then flag the user of an incorrect login credentials. So that's just by way of the sign in method. If I sign in canton404@gmail.com and my password be 123 up to 6, and I hit on sign in. So you can see that's just this. This is responsible for that. The window.location or location.href is equal to the resource or the destination page that we want to go to. That is being our index So I do not need to add the index here because by default, the server will know that our slash here, our forward slash here means that we are making reference to our index file. I do not need to type it there. But mind you, when you are redirecting to any of the pages here, being the sign in and the sign up form, you have to state emphatically where you want your user or your browser to be rerouted to. Is that okay? But for the sign in, I mean the index page, which is this page here, that's the main page, we do not need to specify. So if I do, it's going to be the same thing. So why not save energy and time? So I just have to take it off and leave it as a forward slash. So that's just that by way of this tutorial. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and also drop your comments coming in the comment section below. I will share all links and resources that are being used in this video in the description below. And just share. Is that okay? But most importantly, just subscribe so that each time I drop a video, you will be first to be notified. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.